let me look over this because there's a lot of conflicting messages here. We have in the center here something about a victory. There's something here about a victory for you, but it has to do with some type of heartbreak, some type of loss, something that you've been maybe battling. I want to say an ex, or you've been battling regarding children. You've been battling with a father figure or with a boss. I feel like this has something to do with family, though. I want to say a father, because we have the Ten of Cups and the Emperor here. It's like, and it could be a partner that's older than you, and it's someone that also could be someone who's very controlling, and they want things their way. They're the ones who are in control of the house, and it's their rules and it's their say. This can be someone who's emotionally immature, because I have the Page of Cups next to the Emperor here. I feel like this is an emotionally volatile or emotionally immature person, and their rules don't make sense, or their rules, it's like they could care less about anyone else's feelings. They're more concerned about their own. I feel like you have a certain history with this person. Maybe you've known them since childhood, or you've known them for a long time. Again, for some of you, this is a father figure. Maybe this father figure has a drinking problem, okay? And this is coming up for you this month. Maybe you're no longer a child and you're no longer dealing with that parent, but fighting that emotional turmoil is still something that you deal with on a regular basis. This may be the month where you finally decide to deal with it and end it, and just get it all out. Maybe even seek some type of therapy or counseling. That may be the Six of Wands here. Either way, look, the Six of Wands and the Seven of Wands right next to each other, it's kind of saying you're going to find success in overcoming this challenge, whatever it may be, in your situation. Whoever this person is that you are personally dealing with, luck is on your side. The Wheel of Fortune's on your side. You are going to be successful in overcoming this. This is family, I feel. This is someone in the family, or this is someone you're trying to create a family with. Maybe because we have the Ten of Cups and then the Five of Cups right here next to each other, I kind of feel like you wanted it all with this person. I'm not sure if I said this yet, so I apologize. Excuse me, I can't talk. I apologize if I'm repeating myself. But I feel like you thought you had it all with this person, and now it's like you don't. You don't even have half of what you thought you had with this person. There's a lot of, I'm feeling with this card, a lot of sorrow, like a lot of loss. Like, I really bet it all on this. I put all my eggs in one basket for this. And look at what I did. I bet on the wrong person, or I really thought something more of this person, or I thought I could have more with this person, and there's strong disappointment and sadness here, and realizing that's not the case, okay? And I think that for some of you, this is about battling it out with maybe an ex over children even. I want to remind you that these three cards are saying luck's on your side, you're going to be okay, but you're dealing with someone who's emotionally very volatile, or emotionally very kind of just, they make up their own rules on a whim, I feel, okay? You need peace, you need rest, you need to, I'm getting with this Four of Swords that, for one, you need to recognize what's worth worrying about and what's not, okay? What's worth worrying about and what's not. Whatever is out of your control is not worth your worry. You can pray about it all you want, and that's it. Give it up to God, and then let it be. But you can't control it. So if it's out of your control, let it go. But the things you can control, you need to control. You need to take action. That's how you're victorious. You can't be a victim. You can't be passive about this. And I'm not trying to, minimize your grief at all. But I'm just saying, You got to be your own hero in this story. And I think there's a strong desire to, like, I don't know, fight it out, wait it out, work it out with this person because there's a history with this person, because they're a parent, or because you've known them for a long time, or because there's children involved. But this person, I feel like, acts like a child, though, and yet they're very domineering. They're very aggressive, not physically maybe, but like you're moving away from a home, leaving somebody behind, maybe. Maybe you have an established, this home doesn't have to be a physical home, it can be figuratively. You have an established bond with this person, but it's no longer serving you. You have to let it go. You have to walk away. And that's where the sadness comes in. You've had to say goodbye. Because, it's hard because there is a history here with this person. Let's look at the Six of Rods in the center. Okay, Fortune fell out. That's nice to have on the Six of Rods. Look, whatever you're going through, you're going to make it through. I can tell you that. This card's popping out. Pleasure Seekers. And Messenger. You're getting a very positive message, something very positive that you've been wanting or desiring out of this situation. Eventually, at the end of the day, it's going to work in your favor, okay? You're going through some heartbreak, but at the end of the day, this is good news that either this is ending or that there's like a turn in fortune here for you. I feel like this is somebody, again, this is someone we have a strong connection with, okay? And I think that there was a commitment made with this Merchant card between you and this person. And certainly you two have some loyalty to one another. There's an attachment towards one another. And this was initially seen as a gift, a blessing, that this person is in your life, right? Or maybe that they returned in your life. But when the Page of Cups, emotions, surprises coming up that affect us emotionally. But also this is the card that, for me, speaks of their emotional immaturity. On that card, we have despair, wife, and hope. I think that this person suffers from a lot of insecurity, and I think that they are desperate to maintain this relationship, and they're desperate to, I don't know, keep hope in this relationship, but there's a lot of emotional immaturity here. And that's this desperation, like they don't want to lose you, maybe you don't want to lose them. There's desperation there too on your part. But this is not healthy, you know what I mean? That's not a reason to be in a relationship. If somebody's not... Let's look at the Three of Swords. Somebody doesn't... When somebody says that they love you, the love card here, they're not acting like they love you, okay? They act more like an enemy than a love. And you're acknowledging this month. You're acknowledging it. And that's why we have the Four of Swords again. It's about being receptive to it, opening yourself up to really seeing things for what they are. You know what I mean? The swords are mental clarity. They're open dialogue, communication. And the swords above this man is really about taking a time out to reflect, to ponder what you know to be true for you, not for somebody else, and to know when, by the time you leave this temple, which is the church or temple, whatever you want to say, wherever this man is resting, by the time you leave this temple, you know what you need to do. So this is about taking that time out to find that out for yourself, okay? All right, so with that said, let me move on to singles. Let's see what's going on with single Librans for the month. Okay, so let me just look these over for a moment. We'll see what messages are coming through for you. Well, I have to say family, again, like there's something here about family, because we have the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles. Both of these cards indicate family. Okay, so this is maybe a specific message, doesn't apply to all, obviously, but there's something here about healing a relationship with family, because healing a relationship with family is necessary in order for you to move on and find your happiness. Otherwise, you're going to remain in this cycle of going through toxic relationships, and you're going to continue to do so until you're ready to heal what your wounds are from childhood. I think the problem is you just don't know how, and it's a matter of taking it slow, taking it day by day, making an effort day by day to work on it and work on yourself and working on being happy and living in the present. This is a time in love when you're learning maybe some major lessons about what does love look like for you. It's like maybe in the past, when you thought of love, you thought of relationships, you thought of what kind of partner you wanted, you were certain of what you wanted, but now that's kind of changed. I think you're changing your mind, or you're changing your perspective on relationships and who you want to be in a relationship, or if you even want to be in one. I think for some of you, there's something here about, and this may tie into the first message of not wanting a relationship because of something, that you saw from childhood, and not wanting to repeat any cycles. So it's like, I'm not going to invest myself anywhere. But it's saying here that you can heal that and find true love, find true happiness if you're willing to work on it. For some of you, there's a karmic relationship that might be coming in, okay? This can be with a Leo, or this can be with an earth sign, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. And I think this relationship, this experience, is going to alter your perspective on love. Again, kind of like the message I was saying earlier of changing your perspective on love and relationships and who you are and what you want in relationships. I think that's the significance of this relationship, this karmic relationship that's coming up for you. For some of you, there's just an unhealthy attachment to something. It could be sex. A lot of you, it is sex. And I want to say to some of you, you want to be very careful, because some of you may be finding out that, you have something. You have an STD or something from being promiscuous. Okay? That's just a warning to some of you. So be careful with that. Okay, so whoever that applies to, that message, they don't even know who they got it from either. They're gonna be totally clueless how they got that. And I think it's just because they've been with so many partners. So the message here, the lesson is, you need to slow down. You really need to slow down. I feel like for some of you, you're hitting a new phase in your life with the 10s and then the World card. It's like you're hitting a new phase in your life, a new chapter, a new cycle. It's maybe the big 30 or the big 40 or the big 50. That's how it feels. And you're moving into a whole new decade, but more than a decade, you're moving into a whole new time of understanding yourself, understanding what you want, and what you're willing to give and not give in order to have a relationship. And I think this month, or in the coming month, if you are younger, I'm going to say you've learned, or you are going to learn something about your significance, your importance in a relationship. In other words, you're not going to sacrifice yourself anymore for a relationship. This is a karmic lesson that you've either learned or you're going to learn. Yeah. There's something changing about you and your perspective on love, on relationships. Something's ending. There's an ending to a certain way of believing, understanding love. And the consistency card is again saying that whatever you thought, it's changing. The Lord card is telling me that you're gaining more self-confidence out of this newfound understanding. You're becoming more self-aware. Yeah, there's something unhealthy here for sure. Either you're just way too promiscuous. That's certainly here with these three cards. Some of you are way too promiscuous. You need to slow down. Another thing that I'm getting with these three cards is that something looks good on the surface, but it's really not. Okay? So if a relationship, comes up for you, and for some of you, I want to say this has already happened, but it's really a matter of learning how to overcome that, to be open to love, right? But for some of you, if you're a younger viewer, maybe in like your early 20s, mid 20s, if you haven't had a karmic relationship yet where you've really learned something valuable about yourself out of that relationship, that's what's coming, okay? And that experience is going to open the doors for you to really understand love and understand yourself and love in a whole new way. I would say for older people, I want to say, older than 25, maybe even in their early 30s, who maybe already had this experience in their life. It's really about letting go of that now. Letting go of it now. It's like you've held on to it for far too long, and you're going to heal from it. And there's a change in perspective for you still in love and how you see love. I feel like for those of you who are in your early 30s, let's say, and single and, what have you, I feel like you are reopening yourself to love because you've overcome the devil card. You've overcome the challenges of, whatever's been binding you to something unhealthy or toxic. So the World card is the outcome card. This is the card of victory. This is the card of getting what you want. The card of, again, leaving an old cycle behind, moving into a new phase. So let's see what cards. I have cards flipping over. The Lover's card flipped over, so I'm going to see if it comes out again on the World card. Let's see. Ooh. Well, good. This is a friend, pleasant surprise, and fortune card. So I feel like this person is going to be a breath of fresh air to you when you're really ready for a relationship. And I want to point out that these cards are coming up on a major arcana card, the World card. Above the major arcana is another major arcana card, the Wheel of Fortune. Above that one is another major arcana card, the Strength card. This is major energy. This isn't little energy that's going to happen in a week or 2 weeks. Sometimes it's going to take longer. This is strong energy. This is like, what drives you, what motivates you, what pushes you, I want to say. And it's the universe doing it for the most part because it wants you to get going, In the big grand scheme of things, life is too damn short to be crying over something that, wasn't good. Because there's something else ready for you in the coming weeks or months that is far better. So it's all dependent on you. You have free will, so you can sit here and stay bound or move on. But I really feel like this is about you moving on if you've had that experience and you're still struggling. This is you healing this month.